episode of sad, hard lessons. These are horrible lessons and tragedies that unfortunately our people have to suffer through to learn because the Christian church does not teach us to keep God's law, statutes, and commandments. Deuteronomy, the Lord gave us instructions on how to stay alive. The problem is the Christian church has never taught us these instructions, and because of it, we have to repeatedly learn sad, hard lessons. Deuteronomy chapter 30. You understand? Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 16. The scripture says, "And that I command thee this day to love the Most High thy power, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply," so that we can stay alive. "And the Most High thy power, the Lord thy God, shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it." Wherever we went, the Lord said he would bless us if we obeyed him and kept his commandments. The problem is, the Christian church did not teach us how to obey the Lord. Verse 20 says that thou mayest love the Most High thy power. Loving God is keeping the commandments. 1 John 5 and 3. You understand? "And that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life and thy length of days." This is how we stay alive a long time, "that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Most High swore unto thy fathers, Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them." The Lord said this would be our length of days, how we live a long life. Today we're going to visit the story of a tragedy that made national news and headlines only after the brother ended up taking his life and the mother passed as well. Young brother out of Bronx, New York, named Kalief Browder. He was 16 years old. This brother was 16 years old. He was arrested for a robbery. Now, police routinely have a program called Stop and Frisk, where they basically target any black and Latino for whatever crime in a city. That's all us. So any crime, all of us would be the description. They just find and snatch a brother up and charge him. If they fold, they plead guilty. If not, they got to suffer the consequences as an innocent man. This young brother did not do anything wrong in the sight of the law. They found him not guilty. They let him go, but he endured harsh treatment and torture and trauma in there by the other inmates and by the guards, which is the standard just about going procedure for being incarcerated in hell in America. The church teaches you die and go to hell. You live and go to hell. There's a million of us sitting in prison in hell right now, alive, not dead, not after you pass away. This brother was coming home from a birthday party at 16 years old. His adopted mother, he grew up in the foster care system. His adopted mother, finally, the brother, his other brother said that his adopted mother never let him go outside or didn't let him go out at night. I believe he was saying as he was interviewed, and this brother was let out to go to a friend's birthday party. Unfortunately, birthday parties are unlawful. It is a sin against God to go and celebrate a birthday. The highest holiday of the satanic religion is celebrating the date of one's birth. I know a lot of you Christians don't believe it, Muslims neither. You are not allowed to celebrate birthdays. That's a sin against God in the Bible. We are not supposed to do that. It is the custom of making yourself a god for the day. It's a Roman custom. We are not allowed to do that. Tons of horrible violence and tragedies occurs every time we go to celebrate these birthday parties, whether it's for children, whether it's for adults. And we're going to cover a lot of these and other stories in this here. This brother was coming home from a birthday party, celebrating, worshiping another somebody for a God, because that's what it means for your birthday. The dinner is dedicated to you, the cake is dedicated to you, and they sing a song worshiping you, which is the standard procedure. You are not allowed to do that. And because of this evil thing that we've not been taught to do, unfortunately, brothers like this, our precious sons and daughters, we end up suffering horrible consequences and tragedies. You understand? This brother was thrown into prison, thrown into jail, incarcerated at Rikers Island. He was thrown in there. He suffered for years. He ended up getting out with no charges. And the trauma the brother went to ultimately caused him to take his life and commit suicide. You understand? Which is a terrible tragedy we are also not supposed to do as well. How do we earn God's protection so that these things stop happening to our brothers and sisters? The Lord said that we are to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. I'm going to give you a few of them here. Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, it breaks down how we are not supposed to take the customs of another nation of people. or the customs of the heathen who are not the children of God, who are not blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Those customs are vain. They mean nothing. You understand? We are not to take their customs. In Genesis, it tells the story about Pharaoh celebrating his birthday. You understand? When we are not supposed to celebrate birthdays. I believe it's Genesis, the 40th chapter, or Genesis, the 20th chapter. We are not supposed to celebrate, you understand, birthdays, making yourself a god for the day. That is against the Most High. John the Baptist was beheaded as a birthday present when Herodias danced for Herod the Great, I believe, or Pontius Pilate. She danced for them at one of his parties. And as a gift for that birthday, she said, I want the head of John the Baptist, who was a man who paved the way for Christ, who taught that the Messiah was coming. Well, John the Baptist ended up getting beheaded as a birthday present. Tons of robberies and shooting and things happen. And worst of all, it teaches us a custom that makes us comfortable sinning against the Lord until one day the Lord gets fed up and tragedy and horrible things end up happening to us. You understand? This. The scriptures say, because justice is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the Son of Man is fully set to do evil. Birthdays is an evil thing, and many of our people have suffered horrible consequences for celebrating birthdays that the Lord told us never to do. This is a sad, hard lesson. You understand? May that brother rise again. His mother ultimately ended up passing away shortly after because of losing her son. These tragedies can be avoided if we serve the Most High. Come into the ISUPK and learn how to serve the Lord so that this does not happen to any more of our family. It's a sad, hard lesson about how to earn protection from the Most High.